Hi, second graders. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be adding two numbers together like we have been for a while now. But I wanted to take the lesson today to be able to show you a strategy to help making adding these numbers together easier. So I'm going to start off with this equation we have right here. We have 19 plus 7. So these two numbers, yeah, sure, we could probably add them, but they're not really the most friendly numbers in the world, are they? But if we take a look at our bigger number, 19, what number is that really close to? What friendly number would we rather work with that's close to 19? You can pause the video if you want some more time to think about it. So I'm thinking the number 20 is a lot more friendly to add than 19, don't you? Yeah, 20 is a nice friendly number. So this is what I'm going to do. How far away is 19 from 20? We should probably know this in a snap. It's only one away, right? So we can take this 7 and we can break it up into the missing part that this 19 needs to get to the friendly number, which is 1, and then what will be left over after we add the 1. If we take 1 from this 7, 6. So that turns this 19 into a 20, and now our new equation becomes 20 plus 6. Can you add 20 plus 6 in a snap? I bet you can. 20 plus 6 is 26, right? And that is the same as saying 19 plus 7. We just turned this 19 into a much more friendly number by borrowing a 1 from our 7. Let's try another one. So here we have 48 plus 6. 48 isn't the most friendly number, but it's 2 away from what number? From 50, right? So if we want to turn this into a nice friendly equation, we're going to turn the 48 into a 50, and we had to borrow 2 to get to the 50. So that means we took 2 out of our 6. How much would be left over? 4 would be left over. So now our equation becomes 50 plus 4. Do you know what 50 plus 4 is in a snap? Did you get 54? Isn't that so much easier than doing 48 plus 6? I think so. Okay, let's do one more of these before we move on to some bigger numbers. So we have 87 plus 5. What's a nice friendly number that's right near 87? Would it make sense to go backwards and say 80? No, and that's 7 away. We know the number 90 is a nice friendly number next to 87. And then we can break our 5 into 2 parts. And we know that 87 was 3 away from 90, so one of these parts has to be 3. And then we know the other part would have to be 2. So we already used our 3 to get to 90, and now we have 2 left over, which turns our equation into 90 plus 2. And we know in a snap that that would be 92. Now let's try it with a bigger 3-digit number. So this really does not change anything because guess what? You're not even going to have to bother with the hundreds place, I don't think, in most of these, right? We're just going to be worried about our ones place and sometimes our tens place. So if we have the number 169, not the most friendly number to add 4 to, but 169 is very close to 170. If we picture this on a number line and we had a blank number line, and then we could say, well, actually, we would maybe say 160 could be here, 170 would be here, and 180 would be here. If 169 were on that number line, it would be right next to 170. We would only have to take one jump to get to 170. So that means we have to break this 4 into 2 parts, and one part has to be 1, since it took us one jump to get to 170. And what would be left over from that 4? 3. So now our equation becomes 170 plus 3. Do you know what that is in a snap? Our hundreds place wouldn't change. Our tens place wouldn't change. And then our 0 becomes a 3, 173. Okay, so you can use the number line even to help you do this addition problem. Or you can do it in your head, or maybe even you could use some blocks. Let's do this one, but let's do it with blocks. So if we have 129, we would have one 100s blocks, 2 10s, and then we'd have 9 1s. And then we'll be adding 6. Okay, let's make this a much friendlier number. Right now we have 129, but we could turn all of these 9 1s. If we borrow one block from our 6 1s, we could turn it into a 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1, I'm going to bring it over here, and now we have 10. So guess what? That turns that right in to a tens block. So we have 130 plus what's left over. We already used this 1 from the 6 to bring it over to make this 130. Now we have 5 left over. So this equation becomes 130 plus 5. And in a snap, we can do that math in our heads. It's 135. So even though I'm teaching you this strategy to make a 10, you can still use this strategy with a number line or blocks, just like we do any other math problem. Okay? Good luck.